Well, it says I'm live and nobody's watching, so we'll see what happens. See if anybody shows up and helps me out here. Well, it says I got somebody watching. If you're there, say hi in the chat. Just started this thing up impromptu like. See if anybody pays any attention. Drew Drone Reviews. Somebody showed up. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. You know, I think I said 6 o'clock, and I really hadn't made this as a specifically a planned event. I want to finish testing all of these silly settings and integrations, and I've been working to try to put I tried to work Hangouts through OBS. I don't know whether you do any of this live streaming or not, but I tried to do the Hangouts. Did I say 7? Usually what happens is if I go live, you know, somebody's bells go off and a couple people jump in, and lately, these unannounced live streams, I'm not really expecting I'm not trying to draw a big audience to these things. I just need some people out there to help me. And then the thing, what happens is it turns into a big party, and we go for hours and hours and hours. And what I wanted to do tonight was to see if I can't bring multiple people into OBS on Skype. So what I'm going to need is some volunteers from the audience who have Skype and can send me their Skype, either Skype handle or email address, and then I can attempt to get them in Skype and then integrate them into a separate window in OBS, and then eventually, if I get 3 or 4 people, assemble a scene in OBS where I've got 3 or 4 different windows with different people in Skype and see if I can't make my computer go up in smoke, or see what it'll handle, so I'll know how many guests I can plan. I've had some problems integrating the OBS stream every 2 months Hangouts as YouTube camera. Okay, let me say hello to RD FPV. How are you, my friend? Thanks for stumbling upon us here, and we're just getting started with, once again, with no agenda and nothing in the line of a structured show plan, just still working, and I'm hoping this is the last one. Still working on deciding exactly how I want to go forward, whether I want to integrate OBS into Hangouts, whether I want to integrate Hangouts into OBS, or whether I want to use Skype into OBS. And I've had problems with Hangouts, and I've searched everywhere. I've searched everywhere on the internet trying to find answers to these things. I can get, when I do the Hangouts and bring OBS in as a camera, I cannot get the audio from anything I might play in my computer, a screen capture or a window or anything. I can't get that into OBS into Hangouts with the system that I have now. When I do it the other way and bring OBS into, bring Hangouts into OBS, then I get a terrible echo, and I've tried all the different mix minus techniques on my little mixer, and I either have an echo and a sound or nothing. And when I started this thing, Skype uses NDI integration, which I think is better. So we're going to try that today and play around with that. And on my one weekly scheduled program that I have at 7:30 in the morning on Tuesday, I'll only have one person at a time, and I've been using Skype for that, and it works just fine. So so that's great. Captain Cook has some good Hangout tutorials. I'll have to look that up if I can. I'm gonna make myself a note of that right now. Captain Cook. There's a lot of Hangout tutorials out there, but working Hangouts together with OBS. I mean, the easiest thing for me to do would be just point a webcam at me, open a Hangouts window, and do like most of the other people do. But you know, I'm some kind of a masochist here. I need to have all this technical stuff, and I like to try to do it up. I like the green screen things and some of the fun you can have with that. Dr. Drone has joined us. Hello, Dr. Drone. How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Any of you guys willing to Skype in here with me? If you are, let me know. I'm looking for some volunteers to help me work through all the settings and everything I got to do to try to get multiple Skype windows into this particular scene with me at the conference table here. And I want to take and put Skype, maybe 3 or 4 Skype windows up there to the right. We'll see if I can't make that work. In the meantime, if you'd like, ignore me and network and check each other out. That's always a good reason to come to these things. And I'll see who discovers this and who wants to come in. Again, I'm looking for some people to Skype in with me. 616 drones. Good day, good day. How are you? Jim. Ha, got it worked. I have a cheat sheet now. I'm trying to remember everybody's first name. So Jim 616, would you like to Skype in here with me tonight? I'm trying to round up some people so I can see if I can't cram 3 or 4 Skype windows into an OBS setup. Ah, okay, you're not home. Well, that doesn't work, but I appreciate the thought. And in the meantime, just enjoy yourself. I'll play a little music so you don't have to listen to me talk, and keep up with the chat. And anything you want to ask me, or if I can help you a little bit, maybe with everything I've learned so far, I'd be happy to do that. So let me put on a little music here, and 6:16. This is not the greatest time, and on Sunday I don't think might be the greatest day to do this, because everybody and their brothers got live streams either before this or after this or in the middle of it. But I'm really not looking to have an all-nighter here. I just wanted to get some help to check a few things out. Maybe I'll play some drone footage for you guys, and some raw stuff that ends up on the cutting room floor here, and you can watch that. And if you want my attention, just chime in the chat, and let's see what I got here. Here's some stuff from the stadium. This particular stadium is just north of Melbourne, Florida, in a place called Vieira, and it was the spring training center for Major League Baseball. It was the Montreal Expos until they moved 2 years ago, and a friend of my son's happens to run the place, so I said, it'd be a great place to fly. He said, sure, just come on in and fly there. So I made a video about it. I don't know if anybody's seen the video, but I cut a lot of stuff out, and this is just about 5 minutes of some of the raw stuff that I started with from the drone. So it may not be the prettiest thing, but what a great place to fly, and we're gonna be back there flying again. That's for sure. That's for sure. Thomas Jordan, hello. How are you, my friend? Thanks for stopping by. Looking for some people, anybody that wants to help me make Skype work, so I can integrate Skype into my OBS stuff here. So if you'd like to be part of an experiment where I can see how many people and how many little windows with Skype people I can cram into OBS before the computer screams, that'd be great. If not, no problem. Network, do whatever it is that we all do when we go to these live streams. Yeah, True Drone Reviews. You know more about baseball than I do. I don't know anything about baseball. I'm trying to. I had the history of that stadium all down when I did the video, but I'd forgotten because I'm old and I forget things that aren't really important to me in a hurry. But you're right. I think that they left there, and the Washington Nationals, if I'm not mistaken. The Expos became the Washington Nationals, I think, and they were the ones that did their spring training down here up until a couple of years ago, and now it's turned into quite a facility for a lot of the women's leagues, women's baseball leagues, and the place is busy, and they spent a lot of money, as you can see, fixing it all up again and making it real pretty, putting in all the AstroTurf and everything. You're old also, huh? 61. What's your first name, True Drone Reviews? Let me, so I can write it down here. I like calling people by their first name. Brian. Okay, Brian. Thank you. My name is Mitch, in case you didn't know. I don't make a secret of that. So we got 6 people here, and nobody wants to join in on the Skype, which is okay. 8 people watching. Oh, okay, good. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate all the help and the likes and everything else. In fact, I'll give myself a like. Here's some stuff that I shot out in Melbourne Beach one day, and I did a video of beach fishing. And this is just some of the raw footage right from the drones. So you're going to get to see the sloppy transitions, the mistakes, the scenes that didn't come out quite as good, and it's really a shame because you throw so much of this stuff that people never get. Things like that turn right there, you know, they're just positioning for another shot, and you end up with an hour's worth of stuff that you shot. You come home and edit it, and maybe 2 minutes of it actually gets into gets into the video. Class A Prepper. Class A Prepper, welcome to my impromptu live stream. And let me turn that music down just in case I'm blowing your brains. In fact, I'll turn it off, and I will come back to me and talk to Class A Prepper, because he said, as you can see in the chat, that he just found me at 3 a.m. After all these years, somebody found me. And early on in my infantile YouTube career of 2.5 months here, I did a video on building a little vlogging rig. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that some of you guys have seen it. And he says and I said, well, I'm going to get rich on YouTube and get me an Amazon Associates account so I can get the big commissions on everything and fill up my descriptions full of product links like that. And I did. And the first time I did, I made $1. After a week or two, I made $1.32. And I was surprised. I don't know whether I was surprised that I made $1.32 or it was so little. So, and then about a week or two, so I keep doing it. About a week or two later, maybe 3 weeks later, I get a nice little email from Amazon, and it says, your Amazon Associates account has been canceled because you don't meet our guidelines. You don't meet our guidelines. And evidently they didn't think I was a big enough YouTube channel. They must have some guidelines. And I after I got done saying I'll never buy anything from Amazon again, you son of a, you know how it goes. I decided after I got a few more subscribers, I would try it again. So I went back in and I filled out all those online forms again, and I applied again, and I got myself a new vendor ID. And because those product links, you have to get them individually while you're logged into their site, so it makes the correct coding, so it's your account. My old ones didn't work anymore, so I had to redo all those things, and I redid them all a second time, and I stuck them all in I went back and put them in all my videos again, and it went on a week, 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks I had made about $3.75 this time, before I got the inevitable Amazon email saying, your associate's account has been canceled because you don't meet our guidelines and blah blah blah. Then I really went on a tirade. I wasn't really happy with Amazon.com, but I said, you know what? I made a total of $5 from this little adventure, so, and they owe it to me, and they're supposed to pay it to me. But I found out later it takes at least 60 to 90 days when they shut you down for them to actually pay you. So I finally looked back up on there, and I found the contact telephone number for the Amazon Associates customer service or Associates helpline. And I said, well, this is going to be interesting. I called the number. And within a minute, which surprised me, I was actually talking to this very nice woman who evidently was one of these work-at-home Amazon employees. And I told her my whole story, and she says, well, there's nothing unusual about that. And I said, well, I mean, this is ridiculous. I said, you know, you go to all this work, you make all those links, you put all those links in your videos, you do all this crap, you start to actually get something. I said, how the hell are you supposed to get started if you guys won't give us a chance to get started? You want us to be big shots already before we come to you? And she said, well, she said, how many subscribers you got now? I said, I got over 400 now. She said, well, that's really still not enough, but you can try it as many times as you like. So I said, all right, I'm going to give it one more shot. And I gave it one more shot, and I went through the whole drill again, and I put all those things in the links, and all of a sudden, that video that I made started to get popular. I mean, I have like 1,300 views on that thing, which is my highest viewed video, and it must be I hit the right keywords or something. And all of a sudden, I see that I made 20 bucks in one day on this Amazon thing, because somebody actually ordered the GorPro Hero 7 through one of my links. And if I ever find out who that is, I want to thank them, because the rest of the stuff is no nickel and dime parts, and I get 10 cents for this, 15 cents for that. But right now, yesterday, I actually got an email from Amazon.com, and it said, congratulations, your associate application has been accepted. So I feel like a kid that's just graduated with a PhD. Amazon has accepted me to be an associate, and so I can have links, and people can buy things, and I can make 2 or 3 cents on something. So that's great. And all this story was brought about by Class A Prepper, who is somebody new and I haven't heard of, and said he had just discovered me, and I want to thank you for that. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a blue wrench so you can be just like the rest of us in here. And that's how we roll around here. So thanks for coming, and I'm glad you found me. And let me talk about a fortune, a pain in the ass. Well, for what it's worth, you helped me out. Sorry you weren't making. You know, if I was doing this for the money, I saw Brian said he makes $100 a month off of YouTube. I know. And you know what? I'm retired, and $100. If I can make $100 a month off of YouTube, it's $100 I didn't have. But at the rate at what I've spent getting all this stuff together to make these videos, and the cameras and all the new computers so I can live stream and everything else, I got a long way to go to catch up. And I really understand now. I really understand now why. You hear a lot of these guys say in their videos when they actually give you a disclaimer that says, you know, my links I get a commission on these things. Help my channel. He says the money helps me support the channel and pay for some of the things I need to keep the channel going. I truly understand it right now, because you can spend a lot of money doing this, and I'm doing it for the fun though. I'm having a ball. It gives me something to do, keeps me busy. I like to fly drones. I like to make videos. Brian says it took me 650 videos. Oh, mackerel. Well, I've got 30-something videos, I think, so far. I've only been doing this, I think it's 10 weeks. Brent Nunley, how you doing, my friend? Carpenter Rick, how are you? I gave you a wrench, so if you type something in again, let me make sure that that wrench worked. And thank you for coming. Thanks for coming. I'm looking for somebody to Skype in here. Won't somebody please connect with me on Skype, because the purpose of this is really for me to try to cram to see if I can't get multiple Skype calls working in the OBS in a window that that I used for hey, there you go, Carpenter Rick, good, in a window that I used for Hangouts last time. And I want to, in that space in the conference room right next to me at the end of the conference table, I want to fill it full of Skype windows and see if my computer can handle multiple Skype calls, because I did have issues trying to integrate all of this into Hangouts. Got it to work okay. There's two different ways to do that. You can bring Hangouts into OBS, or you can bring OBS into Hangouts. And if some of you, and if I'm speaking Greek to some of you guys, I will tell you, maybe you don't want to go down the path I went down here, but I did, so I'm sticking with it. All this technical stuff. I know some of you have been with me on my streams before. I don't know if you have any idea the absolute lunacy that I've taken this building myself a studio. I've watched Oz by Drone, and I've watched him build his studio. I've watched Ken Herron, and I've seen them build their studio. And this, my friends, is my studio. So nuts, huh? So what I've got, I don't know if you can see it on there or not, but I'm using right up here, you see my finger right up there, I'm using a Sony camcorder that I've had for, I don't know, a lot of years. And I'm going to, so I had to get a capture card for that so I could bring into the computer. And that works good as a primary camera. Then I've got a web camera stuck up on the back of my green screen behind me, and that gives you the rear view. And I've also got this floating little camera here, a little Logitech 920 on a little tripod, which I can use if I just happen to need a third camera. Hey, you is in the house. Hello, you. Gary Foster, how are you? After expenses, I'm probably making about minus 10 cents an hour. No, I think you're underestimating that a little bit. I think it's probably a bigger loss than 10 cents an hour. Hey, Gary, you got Skype over there? You got Skype, don't you? I'm trying to assemble a Skype crew tonight instead of a Hangouts crew to to help me make the final decision of whether I want to try to have multiple guests in with Skype, because Hangouts has a few drawbacks no matter which way you do it. So you want to, Gary's got to go out. Man, I'll tell you, it's what I get for doing this Sunday night dinner time. Everybody's got a life but me. You, what about you? Don't all jump up at once now. Sure. Hey, all right. So let me start a conversation here, and let me bring in Hugh. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to start a call. And see, I told you here it is. I need to. There we go. Okay. Now, do you all hear the Skype music? Or is that just coming through my my headphones? You? Is that you? Oh, okay. I don't see you now. I don't see you. I see your Asgard logo. Okay, well, take your time, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in. Going to set this up here. This is when I wish I had a producer behind the scenes. And I will find you and say okay. And somewhere you should be in here. Let's see what we see. Well, I see a big Skype sign, so that's not what I want to do. What is this? Hang with me, folks. Oh, okay. I still only see your Asgard shield. But what I'm wondering is why I don't see, all I see is the big red Skype thing. And not, I'll show everybody what I'm seeing. I've got the window up there, but you're supposed to be in that window, and all I see is the big Skype. And in my Skype window off to the right here, this window, if you look on my computer screen up here, right here, is where my Skype window is. I see Hugh's shield in the center, and I hear him. So we're having a conversation, but I'm not seeing you in the window that is Skype. Are you still? Oh God. Okay. Hey, Chris Hope, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Another technical session, trying to all of us non-broadcast engineers trying to figure all this stuff out. Now, we had Skype working fine this way, didn't we, Hugh? I see something. All right, I got a picture now. Okay. Okay, good. And I see you in that little Skype window up there. So let me go ahead and position you and make you bigger. Oops, what did I do? And a lovely face it is, too. Okay. All right, so we got one. That's a start. That's actually an amazing accomplishment so far. So we got one Skype person. And how you doing, Hugh? All right. Can everybody hear Hugh on the deal? Can everybody hear? Talk, Hugh. Say something. Okay, I'm getting an audio. Okay, I'm off later. Hey, Gary, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Take it easy. Take it easy. No audio from Hugh, it says. Gary Foster said. Go ahead and say something again. I'm hearing you in my headphones, so let's see. Skype. Here we go. We got a monitor and output. Okay. Should hear Hugh now. Try it again.
Can you hear me now, guys?
Can you hear me now? Okay, we'll have to wait 5 or 10 seconds to see. I could turn my...
I could sing.
What was that?
Shakespeare's 27 Sonnets, my personal favorite.
Adjust his level in OBS. Okay, Gary, do I have to make it louder or quieter? You
FPV. All good on your end? You can hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm getting an echo with you that I never used to get that echo before when you were. Is that coming from you or me? I have no idea.
It's not coming from me. I've got my headset in, separate mic on. Gary says I'm fine now.
He's fine now. Okay. Okay. Turn it up to 11. All right, Hugh. And do you guys out there hear an echo from Hugh?
Echo, echo, echo. Just kidding. No. Sorry.
Okay, good.
That's it, guys.
Now I got to try to figure out why I hear an echo from Hugh. So,
first step, sir. Do you have your hearing aid turned on?
Yes.
Just kidding.
Yes. Do you have your microphone plugged in? So let's see what we got here. We got
I have tomorrow's video queued up because Gary Foster taught me how to do that, incidentally.
yeah.
I think it was Gary Foster. No, sorry, it wasn't Gary Foster. It was Don Joyce. Don had his how to, master the Canadian drone laws videos all queued up so that at 5 o'clock in the morning they would appear. And here I thought Don was just this amazing guy that got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and was just cranking out those videos. I was so impressed. And so one morning I was on at about 6 o'clock and Don actually was on. And I said, Don, man, I'm so impressed with you pumping out these amazing videos at 5 a.m. Yeah, I had those scheduled. Now, still, obviously, did a lot of work to put those videos together. But anyway, I had no idea you could schedule a YouTube video. So now I scheduled a YouTube video for tomorrow morning.
You mean one of those premiere deals?
No, just a regular video. So
yeah, they do that. Don't they call that a premiere, or
Nope.
they actually letting you schedule the videos now?
It's buried. It's really buried. But yeah, you can schedule it. So tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., my video is going to be live, as opposed to me having to go and click a button.
Oh, you mean it's going to go? You do it a live stream?
No, it's a video,
okay.
But it's going to be scheduled to be published tomorrow, actually at 6 a.m.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's cool.
And I never knew you could do that. And it's really hard to find, but once you find it, yeah, it's there.
Well, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Gary Foster is talking to you. Did you really watch the whole video, Hugh? Hey,
I watched it all. I think it was, like 22 minutes?
Yeah.
I put hashtag full watch, homeboy. I wouldn't do that otherwise. I'm not going to lie to you. That was a good video.
God, I hear this. I don't know why I'm getting this echo with you, Hugh. I didn't have that the last couple of times. Maybe I need to go into my settings.
You had it the other day with somebody else, though. I remember.
No, I was having the problem with the the Hangouts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and an echo there.
The echo there. Now, what I might need to do is I might need to take and get rid of my speakers here, and instead of default, go to the headphones.
Sorry, 1 sec. I gotta quiet my dog down. I'll be just 2 seconds.
Okay.
Be right back.
All righty. Right when I'm on it, and I think I might have the answer, he goes away. So we'll see if he comes back, if I didn't lose him completely. Oh, still got his logo there. But it's interesting that half the screen goes blue when he does that. Gary says, wow, you like it? I watched it, Gary. I watched your whole thing. May not have paid riveted attention to it, but I watched a lot of it, and it's great. I like watching raw footage stuff.
Well, I liked, Gary, what I enjoyed was your narration. And I liked watching, I mean, I live in farm country and I film farm stuff, right? So it's of interest to me just innately, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it is way too long for most people, Gary. I wouldn't put that up as the average video. Nobody's going to watch 22 minutes on a regular basis. But I did.
So now I'm okay.
I'm Asgard Studios, for heaven's sakes. I can watch 22 minutes of video uninterrupted. It's a superpower.
Your microphone, your audio is like cutting in and out, almost like you have a noise limiter on it.
Hold on 1 sec.
Are you using some kind of one of these noise floor filters that shuts it off when things get quiet over there?
I'm not, but previously I had been told I was very loud on your stream, so I had turned my microphone way down.
Well, what's happening is it's going, it's cutting on and off, and I don't know if everybody else is hearing that or if it's something that's happening on my end.
All right, is it more consistent now? Does it sound okay?
Oh, it sounds okay. It's just it's like a staccato though. It's cutting off and on and on and on and on at a pretty fast rate.
Still doing that?
Yeah, I hear that. I wonder if anybody out in the stream does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on, and you guys might hear this, my my actual playback.
Now we have a furnace that just turned on and stuff here.
Can you hear me talking? No, no. Okay, now talk now, Hugh.
Hi, what's up? How you doing? Is there strange noises coming?
I think that may be me. Let me listen to what that sounded like on the stream. Hold on a second here. Yeah, I listened to the stream, and the stream sounds fine. So what's going on here may be the noise limiter filter that I have set on this stupid thing. So let me go on. Okay. Thank you guys for putting up with this.
No worries.
Thanks for putting up with this. That's I tried to be honest about it in the description of this, and short of putting test, nothing to see here.
You know what I just noticed? I'm looking at the live stream. I've got the landing pad. It's almost like a halo behind my head. That's pretty cool.
Yes, it does.
That was accidental, but geez, I like that.
It does. Yes, it does. Okay, let me get to my Zoom filters and let me shut off the noise gate. Okay, try talking now, Hugh.
Henceforth ye shall all refer to me as Saint Asgard, if that's not too much to ask now.
No, that wasn't it.
No, that wasn't it. Okay.
That wasn't it. Let me make sure I don't have one of those things on the Skype deal that we're using. Properties. Skype.
Yeah, so no flying today. It's raining and windy, and it's just wicked nasty here today.
Yeah, wow. Well, I figured out how to get rid of the echo anyway, and did that. But now all I've got is this little staccato thing going on with you, which the people on the stream end don't hear, but I'm hearing right here, and
you got a complicated setup. That's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard.
It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's fun. But it's fun. I like it. I like it. See, look there, you. If you look at the stream in a minute, you'll see yourself down there in the little window in the lower right-hand corner. Can you see that? Oh, I lost the sound from Hugh, so let's get back to where we were.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, I didn't have the Skype audio in that particular scene, so.
I'll say, Mitch, can you hear me now, lad? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'll say, sir.
I can hear you, but what I'm hearing from you is still, in my headphones, it's still very, very, very staccato. It's cutting off. It's cutting off twice a second, off and on, off and on, off and on. You know, and I don't know what in the world would be causing that.
Lots of variables there, eh?
Wow, hardware acceleration. I definitely want to do that.
Blizzard FPV, McDonald's. I'm actually starving. It's 7 o'clock. I haven't eaten supper, and I don't feel like making anything. I'm just too lazy tonight, so I wish somebody would bring me McDonald's. Blizzard FPV?
Well, you know what? If we could get Paul Murray in here, he could eat a donut in front of us, and that would.
Maybe he could airdrop something. That would be cool.
Coast to coast groans. Groans. Yeah, that's what I'm having here tonight. Coast to coast,
coast to coast drones.
Yeah. Bill, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for stumbling in. Let me give you your blue wrench so you can be a moderator like everybody else. Welcome. I'm glad to see you. You stumbled on my little live stream. I imagine you were over at Bill the Drone Reviewers show this afternoon. That lady he had on there, female drone, what was her name? Gail? I forgot already. Female drone pilot was incredible. Mike Kelly asked me if he's sure it's not my ears that are doing this staccato. I don't think so, Mike. but
could be.
Listen, I'll take any suggestion. It sounds like a
I thought it was my Canadian accent, so I started speaking like I was Irish, and that didn't help. So, I mean, I'm at a loss.
No, and what I did was I went into my settings on Skype and turned the volume that it sends to the speakers all the way down. So all I'm hearing now is what's coming in through Skype and through the audio and the thing. But even with the echo, I was still getting this staccato. So it wasn't coming. You're still here, Gary. I mean, quit threatening us and go already. Gary.
And Bill's playing with his racer. What kind of racer you got, Bill?
Mike Kelly, how you doing? Are you sure it's not your ears? Yeah. Yeah.
Corn ears. Come on. I didn't even get that, Gary. That's pretty bad.
Come on, one of you guys. Somebody else call in here on Skype so I can see if it's a problem with Hugh's connection individually, or there's something. I thought I had all this finally figured out after 2 or 3 of these test streams that turned into free-for-alls and marathons. I thought I finally had it figured out.
Have you changed anything recently?
Oh, I've changed everything. I've changed it all because I was trying to integrate the Hangouts into Skype, and I got you. And I could not get rid of that silly echo. So I tried to integrate OBS into Hangouts.
Now, see, in science, they teach us you change one variable in an experiment at a time.
I know, and it worked okay, except there was no way when you have OBS as what they call a virtual camera.
Yeah.
In Hangouts, nothing I could do if I wanted to play a video when I'm using my Zoom microphone and this USB mixer as a sound source. Nothing I could do could get the audio from any window on my computer into Hangouts. I tried screen share. I tried bringing it in. I tried back doors, front doors, side doors. I spent 2 hours today on private live streams, just trying to make all that work. And
I think you need to go back to live streaming with the GoPro.
You know,
that's it. Outside GoPro, done.
The way Roger does it, just open up a Hangouts window, sit on a recliner. It may have something there, but I'm having fun, and I'm getting close. I'm getting real close, and I think that
you're like an alchemist.
Yeah,
you're mixing potions and interesting things together here.
Yeah, Wiedemann, how you doing, my friend? He's here. He says, looks like a all office business meeting.
I know.
Yeah, this is Sunday.
I used to sit around those tables.
This is Sunday. I am in a T-shirt though. I'm in. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's a Bike Week Harley Davidson t-shirt.
There you go. Right on.
From what year? From
95. Holy catfish.
1995.
I remember that year.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I've been at it a while. God,
that was a busy year.
That's 24. That's almost 25 years ago. 24 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Mackerel. And I still remember, I used to have a boat. I kept it over there in Daytona. And I lived in Orlando, which is about 45 minutes away from Daytona. And used to stay on the boat for Bike Week. Ride the motorcycle over, park stay there all week. And I did that for years and years and years. And I got so tired of Bike Week that I haven't been back for about 15 years because I'm not a big drinker. And if you don't get drunk and crazy, Bike Week is only about spending money.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to bike a lot as well.
Mike Roche, how are you, my friend? Mike's in the house. Did you see Mike on my last live stream? Mike Roche?
I don't remember. I've seen a bunch of people on your live streams recently.
Oh, okay. You'd remember Mike. Anyway, we had a bunch of Mikes. We had Mike, Philly Mike, and I don't know where Philly Mike is tonight. He usually jumps right on these things. He must be taking a nap. Or maybe he's being unfaithful to me and he's on somebody else's live.
He's cheating with somebody else from Philly.
Yeah.
I found a new friend from Philly. I'm sorry. Can't talk anymore.
Midwest Drones, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Yeah, Mike, you had a great day. Mike, do you know, Mike? I'm talking to Mike Roche. Mike, do you have Skype? I know we finally got you figured out on Hangouts, but do you have Skype? Let's see if he answers that. And if he has Skype, maybe I'll get him.
Yeah, he
here.
looks familiar. I'm just looking at his picture now. It's hard to tell from a tiny little.
Yeah, he under the hat. He's bald headed.
Oh yeah, right on.
Yeah, no, he shaves his head. And,
yeah, me too.
But, you know, I'm not. You know, you don't normally see me in a hat on these live streams.
No.
But I have this. Don't have Skype yet. I'll be working on my technical stuff over. Okay, Mike. Yeah, I think I want to start using Skype for these things. I say that now. I reserve the right to change my mind in a second because it seems to be the way this is going. But I think
so Skype
is a more. I don't have an echo now, but I still have your little staccato going on. But that's okay. I mean, if everybody else hears you okay, then I won't know if it's like you said. The essence of troubleshooting is change one thing and see what happens. And the one thing I would want to change would be having a second person Skype in and find out if they had staccato. Now, what I can do is I can see if I put in a second Skype. Let me try this. Let me put in a second Skype window here and see if I can get you in a second window here and turn that on. Get you in a second window. So I'm running the NDI stream now, and I got you twice. Okay, and then I'm gonna shut off the original one. Now you're coming in on something called Skype 2, I think. Let me see. Yes, and
I was getting dizzy there for a minute. Stereoscopic vision.
Now I lost your audio completely. So let me get Skype 1 back. Okay, you back? Talk now.
When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes.
So on my when I tried to bring you in again, wait a minute, says it was 3D because I had you in twice. When I tried to bring you in on a second one, evidently Skype couldn't split the audio up twice.
Okay. But you really want to have a different person on. That way you're getting two different audio streams, right?
Yeah. You're exactly right. And Night Train, how are you, my friend?
Your wife spiked your food?
Oh, man, what time is it? 7 o'clock. I guess, isn't Val has her deal tonight? Val is supposed to be interviewing Cab 7 on her live stream, Hugh.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm just gonna keep going here as long as there's people around want to talk and chat and everything. I'll hang around. And you got big plans for this Sunday night?
No, my wife is working, and I just finished all my work. That's why I tuned in. I thought, hey, I got nothing better to do. Let's go see who's on live. And Mitch was on live. I said, yeah, let's do this.
Oh, okay, good. Mike Roche says that you're having a big storm. Are you where that big storm is? Big windstorm?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's going on up there? What's going on?
I don't know. We're getting like it's snowing now. It was raining all afternoon, and now it's turning to flurries. But it's really windy. Like the trees are bending outside the house here.
Wow, it's like we get
nothing
when we
like
get
you get
when we get a hurricane down here. It's just it's
nothing that big.
Downright scary.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to get a lot of moisture with this, a lot of snow.
Oh yeah, I got a pump going right now, pumping out a hole of water and keeping things clear.
Yeah,
lots of fun.
God, I don't envy you guys. I grew up in Philadelphia, which was
but it's
cold,
like you guys in the
nothing like
hurricanes,
what you
right?
have. you know,
It's
nothing
like you
like,
guys in the hurricanes. Same thing. It's just different time of year, different, slightly different, right?
yeah, you know, we got 2 years, not this year, but last summer and the summer before we got hurricanes here. And before
Yeah.
that, I'd lived in Florida since the 70s. And since Charlie and them came through here in 2004,
Yeah, yeah, I
it
remember.
was quiet. It was real quiet. We had four
Yeah.
hurricanes in a row, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
And I lived in the Orlando area at the time, and the eye of that storm went right over my house. And that was the strangest thing because the wind's coming crazy from one direction, and all of a sudden everything just stops.
Yep.
And it's peaceful and quiet.
Never
And
been in one. And
and
I don't
then
think I want to
and then
necessarily. So
and then the wind comes at you from exactly the opposite direction. Bam.
uh-oh.
So what happens
Uh-oh.
is it blows like crazy from this way and puts all this pressure on the trees, right?
Yeah.
And then it comes back and whams them this way. And you know how you loosen something by wiggling it back and forth? And
Yep.
man, these trees were
Ooh.
everywhere. They were everywhere. Well, I got one Skype thing working, and that gets me a little way. And I'd love to figure out what in the world is causing me to have this little audio. Now you hear me fine, right, Hugh?
Perfectly.
Through
Yeah.
your Skype. Yeah.
Through Skype. I have YouTube muted.
The
So
audio
yeah, I don't
turned
hear
off,
anything.
yeah. And what? And what I've done is I've muted my speakers in Skype. I have to remember that to so I don't hear that echo anymore.
Echo.
Right now, I'm kind
Messing
of
with you, sorry. Couldn't help myself.
right now. I'm kind of confusing because I've been spending so much time trying to bring OBS in, and now I'm back to Skype again. I have to remember what I did for which thing because it's.
Oh, so you're not using OBS at all right now?
I am. OBS is what's making the scenes.
Okay.
In fact,
okay.
this
But
entire
you're just using Skype to bring people in. Gotcha.
well, yeah, but this entire broadcast is coming from OBS. Whereas
Right.
the other night when I had
Gotcha.
Hangouts on, I was basically just using OBS as a virtual camera source for the Google Hangouts window. But I started the stream as a Hangouts YouTube Hangouts stream. You know, they give you the option of doing a quick method that way.
Mm-hmm.
Where in this case, I have to go into the OBS and set the encoder settings. But I will tell you that this gives a better stream. I'm streaming at 4 megabits. And
My doctor keeps giving me these pills, and he says it's going to give me a better stream too, but I don't know.
yeah, I know
Time
what
will
you
tell.
mean. Knock on wood,
Yeah,
at my
that's all I'm
age,
saying.
I'm not having streaming problems yet. So
I'm just kidding.
in either case, so. But let's we start talking about what it's like to get old. I think that.
Oh, you got me beat. I'm just teasing.
I got it. It seems like I got everybody beat on here, but I know that I think maybe Lloyd Mendenhall might have me beat, or at least the same age as me.
I don't know. He talked about being in the Air Force in the 70s, so.
If he was if I was in the Army from 66, and I got out in 1970.
You might be a few years older than him then. I don't know. I don't even,
Come on, somebody be
like
older
they
than
say.
me. Somebody,
Once you're over the hill, my friend, it doesn't matter how far. It's all, it's academic at that point. I got 2 artificial hips.
yeah.
Does it matter now that I'm getting older? Hell no.
God, I haven't seen
Hell no.
I haven't seen a chat entry in 5 minutes.
Uh-oh.
I wonder if it still works. Type something in the chat. It works for me. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that still works. We got 9 people watching. Like watching paint dry, I guess. You want to see some some pretty drone shots. In fact,
Sure.
let me try something here. I had the conference room there, and I had hold on a second. What did I go to? I went to the rear view of my studio, full rear, and I didn't, and we lost your audio, right? So let me just give me a chance to try this here. Let's go and add an NDI source, add existing Skype 1. Okay. And if I take in here and make you tiny and put you behind the chat window, and switch over, and you talk now.
Talk. Hello. How you doing? What's going on?
Okay, so now we do have, I guess it's working. If somebody tells me if it's not working, if when I'm showing this rear view of myself, if Hugh is audible. So
hey, can you guys hear me now?
okay.
I see a rear view of Mitch.
Yeah, I like this view. I like this view. You know,
it's kind of godlike, right? You're
yeah, it's got the chat. It's got the chat up there. You know, I went and I got.
Yeah, I dig it.
I had the studio and I kept having I had no clock except for the tiny little clock at the bottom of the computer on the window. So,
yeah,
as you know, Amazon, $10. I said, well, that's a studio looking clock. Why not?
It is.
And I had that one little empty wall space up there because I've got pictures all. If you remember, I have pictures all over the wall above that. It works out great. Looks very, very professional because
looking good.
Because this is, after all, professional show business. You know,
well, once you hit 1,000 subscribers, yeah.
Right
now, you're just a very good amateur.
Not the 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you need 1,000 subs and 4,000.
4,000 watch hours, man.
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, I think by the time you get to 1,000 subscribers and you've got some content and you're doing some live streams, I don't think it's as hard as it feels like at this point. You know what I mean?
Well, I've
been thinking about it lately.
I can tell you that I have right now. Like I say, I started 10 weeks ago. Started December the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 11 weeks ago, maybe. And I have 440 some subscribers. I've done 4 or 5 of these live streams. Some of them are going crazy, and I'm up. And my total watch hours is under 600, between 550 and 600 watch hours. Total.
Right.
Okay, but I did look, and I noticed that in the last 28 days, I actually had over 400 watch hours, which is the rate pretty much that you need.
That's what you need.
To
yeah,
4,000
exactly.
a year. So you need 4,000,
exactly.
and to get those, 400 watch hours in 28 days, I probably did, I would say, about 12 hours to 15 hours of live stream time. But like now I have 8 people watching. You know, I average, because I don't have that many subscribers and I'm not a star, and I'm not going to draw 25, 30, 35, 40 people on a regular basis like Roger does. Usually Roger's is at 25, 30 people, 35 people.
Mm-hmm.
Watched Bill the Drone Reviewer today. He had 25, 30 people. You know, when you have 25, 30 people in there with you, it, of course, doubles or triples the amount of watch time than if you had 10 people with you. So as I grow more subscribers and everything, it seems to me that I have to do, to be safe and sound, probably 5 or 6 live streams a month, which isn't that bad, to keep up to 400 watch hours a month, because my videos still get watch time, and that does figure in. And I have been very preoccupied with all this live streaming stuff lately, and haven't been making the drone videos, which that's going to come to a screeching halt as soon as I get this thing settled in, and then I'm going. You know, I mean, I have much more fun out there flying my drone, and that was the whole purpose of this.
You got to do what you like doing, right? Whatever you find the most fun. I
guess, but I don't want to. I want to be a content creator, not just a talk show host.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
you seem to want to master a thing first, right? So once you get this OBS stuff done, you know, then you'll be good.
I'll do it, but I'll tell you, why in the world do I have to be having this audio issue with you tonight? I thought I finally had it.
I don't know. Why don't you try hanging up the call and calling me back? Maybe it's just a bad connection.
Maybe. Let me do that. I'm gonna do that. Okay. So be right back.
I'll be here. Yep.
Okay. So Hugh is gone, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another call to Hugh and see what happens.
And so the verdict is
same thing.
Drum roll. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Same thing. And it's not your microphone, because I'm the only one that's hearing that stuttering audio. The rest of the crew is hearing you just fine, and I'm wondering if it's something in my mixer. So let me think for a second if there's a way that I can. Nah, if I start changing all the settings, I'll never get it back. You've got sound settings in Windows, where you go into your settings and go to sound, and you tell it what the microphone is, where the speakers are. Okay. Then you've got settings in OBS, where you tell OBS where the sources are and where the output goes. And then you've got settings in Skype, where you tell it, and you have to really you change it in one place, it just screws everything else up. And then
you're gonna have to take some time and map this all out.
Yeah, well, what I'll probably do is just have a Skype call with OBS turned off and see if that's where the problem's coming from.
Yeah,
exactly. Jewish Redneck Preppers is in the house, and
I love that name.
I love that name too, and you know, so Jewish, how are you, my friend? And I'm going to give you a wrench, and you can fit right in with the rest of us. And thanks for stumbling on this this technical workshop live stream where I'm desperately looking for a second participant to call in here, or to let me call them on Skype, so I can see how many people I can integrate into one room. And you see what I'm planning? I got this conference room up there, Hugh, and I can put 4 little Skype windows in up there.
Yep.
And me.
Well, I'm going to have to jump off here in a second anyway, because I've got to go in. I have to go. I got to go check my pump, because I've got flooding here happening this afternoon. Well, this evening.
Oh, no kidding.
And I still haven't eaten supper.
Okay, my friend. Well, listen, thanks for helping out. And
all right, buddy. And if you want to give this another shot tomorrow morning or something, and see if we can, I'm happy to try to help you.
Okay. All right. We'll get it working.
All right.
I don't know how long I'm going to keep this running tonight. Anyway, like I said, I really didn't want to turn it into one of those 4-hour marathon things that we seem to turn into. Not that they're not fun; they are fun. I enjoy them, but
oh, for sure.
Okay.
All right, bud. I'll talk to you a little later.
All right. We'll see you later, my friend.
Ciao.
Thanks for helping out. Okay, everybody. That was, in case you didn't know, that was Hugh, Asgard Studios, and I enjoyed having him, and he kind of really shot the hell out of my plans for tonight of trying to assemble a whole bunch of Skype callers in at one time. But that's what I get for just jumping in unannounced and everything. So maybe I ought to arrange it. Maybe I ought to try to arrange it in advance. So I guess what we got here? We got Night Train, Mike Roche. You still around? I guess Wiedemann. You pronounce your name Wiedemann or Wiedemann? My you probably have the same problem with your last name as I do, because my last name is Weiss. W-E-I-S-S. And half the people call me Weiss, and half the people call me Weiss. Now, Wiedemann is the opposite, and in German it would be pronounced Wiedemann. So I assume that that's how you pronounce your name. So let me know if I'm wrong. Also, I'd like to know, because sometimes the levels that I hear in my headphone aren't really indicative of what's going out on the stream, and yet they should be. I'm playing some background music. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit, and would somebody tell me if that level that I'm playing right now is appropriate for background music, or if it's still a little loud and obtrusive. If you do that for me, I'd appreciate it. If you don't like that music, we'll give you some other music. Let's see what we got here. Acoustic guitar. That's cool. I got 10 people watching. You know, help me out here a second. I like doing this live streaming, and I don't want to become boring at it down the road. And I've watched other creators struggle with staying interesting on their streams, and not just doing the same old thing. And I've also observed that there are a lot of different motives for coming into live streams, and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, and I'm just as guilty of it as everybody else. The prime motive to go to live streams seems to be to make connections and get subscribers, to sub and be subbed, and somehow the content of what's going on the live stream drops way back in importance to just the community aspect of it, and I think that's great too. But we all reach a point where, like in Rogers, I love Rogers, but very rarely do I get any new subscribers from it anymore, because I'm already subscribed to most everybody that's there on a regular basis, and they're already subscribed to me. So I go there for the camaraderie and everything, but I don't go there for the programming, because that's not what Rogers is about. It makes no bones about it. It's a hub. It's a place where people meet, and that, I think, is part of every live stream, and I would like people to consider this a hub. But I want to present stuff. I want people to watch what I do in the future, to see interesting things as well, and I certainly am trying to come up with different things and different kinds of guests. That's one way. And since I am a technical person, I think that, and I've gone through the learning curves and the grief of figuring this stuff out, I'm thinking in the future of having some workshops for live streaming. And since I really love editing, I'm thinking about having, once in a while, having a live stream where I actually show my whole process of editing a YouTube video, including drone footage and everything from start to finish, including how I bring everything into, I use Premiere Pro, how I bring everything into Premiere Pro, some of the tips and tricks and shortcuts to speed that up and catalog everything. And I don't know if that would be interesting to anybody or not, and then take questions along the way. I'm by no means the world's foremost authority on it, but I can get the job done and get it done pretty quickly. So that's a little bit about what I'm looking to do. Anybody interested in Skyping in here? If not, I'll tell you what, if not, I'm going to say goodnight to you all, and I appreciate you stopping by to see me. I didn't want to make this an all-nighter, just wanted to learn a few things about my setup. I have answered most of my questions, except for what would happen bringing in 3 or 4 Skype windows at the same time into OBS, whether it's going to tax the computer graphics and bandwidth too much or not. And all this is leading me towards making a final decision as to how I want to run these live streams, whether I want to use Skype inside of OBS or Hangouts outside of OBS. They seem to both have their advantages and disadvantages. And anyway, I appreciate you coming by and spend a little time with me, and thanks for the help in the comments. And I'm going to be on Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. for those of you where that is in the middle of the night. And Philly Drone Life Mike is going to be on with me, and we're going to go through some of his more hair-raising YouTube videos, and I think we'll have a great time. So with that, guys, I will see you all then. Okay, have a great night. Maybe I'll jump over to Val's a little later, and if so, I'll probably see a bunch of you there. Okay, good night, everybody.